a breakdown of the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather press tour, which was in Brooklyn last night. Uh, so first of all, getting straight into it, I want to address the flat crowd. The crowd was flat as a fucking pancake, and I feel like it really impacted the entire conference. The only good interaction the crowd had with anybody on stage, I suppose, was they were booing Floyd, because he's the bad guy, and they were booing a few of the other higher ups in Showtime, things like that. Like the guy Conor called the Weasel, Espinoza or something like that. That was really it. Throughout the entire rest of the press conference, the crowd was pretty flat, which I'm pretty sure is because the press conference it ended up being about 2 hours late, no exaggeration. I think it just took its toll on everyone. I was just like, you're kind of building it up and like, come on the fuck, like. And then Dougie Fresh took to the stage for about an hour and a half. Good old Dougie. Dougie was trying his fucking best to get the crowd going, to get something going. Dougie was out in his arse. Dougie was oh god. Dougie died 1,000 deaths, I tell you that. I'd say he fucking shriveled up and just died inside. The crowd was giving him nothing. He was there for like, I want to say 15 minutes. What age are you? Hands up if you're 20. Hands up if you're 30. Hands up if you're 40. Hands up if you're 50. I was like, fuck's sake, Dougie. Like, what? Come on, the fuck. Like, we're here to see Conor McGregor. We're here to see Floyd Mayweather talk shit and nearly fight each other. Like, come on. He's like, remember this song? Do you remember this song? No, Dougie, we fucking don't. Come on, the fuck. Remember this song? Go wait the fuck. And that was Dougie Fresh. He eventually fucked off, which felt like a fucking eternity. Conor's entrance. Conor was looking fresh as fuck last night. He had a big... he said it was polar bear skin. I wouldn't say it was. I'd say it was fake. No shirt on and these mad floral pants, and he was strutting around like a fucking... like he was a pimp or something. And it was cool. He changed his entrance song. When he originally started out, it was Foggy Dew, and then it went into like a hip hop song. It was Notorious, obviously from Biggie, and then he switched it up from the New York fight, to I Get Money by 50 Cent. And last night again he switched it back. I much prefer the Notorious version where he switches into that. I think it sounds a lot better. And obviously to get the fans on his side because he's in Brooklyn, which I thought was a really good idea, and I loved it. I loved the old song. So that was good. Floyd Entrance, he come out and he was draped in an Irish flag. I'm not entirely sure why. I think he was trying to play the bad guy right from the get go. I'm draped in the Irish flag. He made a bit of that in Toronto, sorry. He got an Irish flag, put it on his shoulders, posed it a little bit, and then that was really it. Tonight he come out drapes in one, so I think he's trying to get in Conor's head that way, maybe insulting the Irish fans, something like that. But the thing is, even though he's drapes in the Irish flag, he's not really disrespecting it, so I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. The only thing I can think of is he's just trying to get in Conor's head about the whole Irish following, and that's it. And he knows there's such a big Irish following in each stadium, so maybe it's something. Maybe he's trying to get the crowd against him. Like Floyd wearing an Irish flag. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Conor took to the stage and he fell flat. He did. He fell flat. It was the first time I think I've ever seen a press conference from Conor McGregor fall that flat in my entire life. I think it was a mixture of things, and you could see him getting visibly annoyed towards the end. Conor McGregor is not used to people ignoring him. He's a massive personality. He usually has some sort of feedback from the crowd. The crowd was giving him nothing, but saying that his stuff he was doing, it was a bit too try hard. I think he was trying way too hard with his dress, with his clothes. He was trying too hard in trying to be funny, and then Floyd was ignoring him as well. Anytime I went up to Floyd into his face trying to insult him, I think Floyd had I think it was a live Instagram feed. Now that we can record live on Instagram, he was doing like a selfie, and he was recording Conor McGregor as well. And Conor didn't like that. You could tell because he was being ignored and attention was elsewhere while he had the microphone. It really unsettled him. And Conor actually, wouldn't say struck out of Floyd, but he went to hit Floyd's hat off, and he kind of missed because he was wearing like the big coat. So it was the first time I seen that, and I didn't really like that in Conor. I didn't like that. Like, it's all good saying words, but you don't strike out at your opponent before the fight. It's undisciplined. And it just goes to show that if he's not getting things his own way, I just didn't like that in Conor. Even though I'm a massive Conor fan myself, I didn't like that in him. So Conor just fell flat, and it just didn't go his way that night at all. Floyd's speech, okay? Floyd got up, started off predictable as usual. He did his chant. Was it hard work, easy work, something like that? People said back. I have to say tonight was last night was the first time I noticed that he'd actually got a good response from the crowd. So he must have a bigger following in Brooklyn than usual, and maybe that's what impacted Conor as well. I feel like the best move of the entire night was Conor was sitting down, and it was kind of cool. It worked even better, the fact that Conor wore what he wore. So Conor's wearing like this big kind of furry, I'd say it looked like a polar bear kind of skin coat, and like these really like floral pants or whatever, and he's sitting there, and Floyd comes over, he gets the bag again, same rigmarole. He comes out with the bag, and he has a lot of money in him, all like $1 for like tipping strippers, and he throws them at Conor as if, he's a bitch or he's a stripper. And the way the whole thing worked out, obviously it did work well, because it looked like Conor dressed up for Floyd, because basically he is, you know what I mean? So I thought that looked really well. I thought that was the most memorable visually as well. The image, I'm sure there's going to be amazing pictures of Conor sitting there with a scowl on his face, being showered in like $1 bills. To me, that's what won the night. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm a massive Conor fan, but for me, I was waiting for Floyd to do something that was it for me. That was it. But then, right after, Floyd did a really, really bad bitch move, in my opinion. He said something to his bodyguards, and he's like, form Voltron or something weird like this. I don't know what he said. And then all of his bodyguards surrounded Conor. While they kind of surrounded him and kind of confronted him, it kind of got a little bit heated. He ran off down the red carpet on which he entered into the building. And he was just like screaming, yeah, into the mic, He was like, yeah. While Conor is being confronted by these big steroid-fueled fucking bodybuilders, his bodyguards. And I was kind of thinking, it really was a coward bitch move. I don't like that stuff, get someone else to fight my battles and all this type of... I just didn't understand that. I thought he that kind of spoiled it for me. I wish he'd done something else to kind of kept that going. Right after, my favourite thing he'd done for the whole press conference is shower him in money. And then he did that, is to get his bodyguards to confront Conor for him, and it was strange. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe he was trying to emulate that I've power over you, or look how much power I have, I don't even need to fight you, or, it was just weird. I didn't like that at all. So, into conclusion then, I think the crowd played a massive, massive role in this press conference. I think the delay at the very start, 2 hours, an hour and a half delay, I think the crowd was just bored out of their fucking minds. They were just there to see excitement. They got fucking Dougie Fresh for 15 minutes. Dougie Fresh. Hands up over here, hands up over there for 15 fucking minutes. Jesus wept. I think it played on them a lot. I'm at home. I can just flick off TV and go on to something else. If you're in that stadium, you have to sit there and look at fucking Dougie Fresh for half an hour, spouting bollocks like, That would fucking grind on you. Conor fell flat. The thing with Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor is an innovator. He wants to give something new every single time, Every press conference, this is four press conferences back to back, and every single one he will come out and do something new, He loves that showmanship. He's an entertainer, but the problem is it changes so much. What works in Toronto is not going to work in LA, is not going to work in Brooklyn, So maybe his act last night would have been a lot more well received somewhere else. But it just fell flat. He came out, listened to the Biggie. He tried to get the crowd behind him, and nothing seemed to work for Conor, And that happens, It was like a comedian testing out new material. He did come at things. He had the same subjects, Floyd owes money, IRS, taxman. But he come at it different ways. He had Jay-Z's album, new album. He come up and handed to Floyd, and you need to learn from Jay-Z how to build an empire, maintain it type thing, and because he got no response from the crowd, I think that's when Conor, as he was turning away from Floyd then, he went to flip his hat off. And, that's childish, that shit. I don't like that. If you want to insult him, fair enough, but you don't raise your hand to him. Because at the end of the day, these two men do respect each other a hell of a lot, So there's no need for that bullshit. I don't like that stuff. Floyd played it safe, I talked about this in the last episode as well. I've notes of it here. Floyd's more of a, when he goes out to do a press conference, it's business as usual. He's giving the fans the exact same show as the fans in Toronto got, and as the fans in LA got, Conor's giving he knows everyone's watching. He's giving something new. He's like, I'll give you a reason to watch me. Floyd's like, look, I'm going to come out and I'm going to do the chanting. He's going to do the you tapped out thing, except he actually done a bit of research, which I was surprised by, because he come out and finally realised that Conor's 3 losses. He got submitted 3 times. Once in Ireland, I think it was, once in Cage Rage, and then once obviously to Nate Diaz. So he done his research. He looked into that a little bit more. So I wonder if he asked somebody. You know, it's good to get some sort of new material, even though just like he didn't do it in any clever way. Just, you're a bitch, you tapped out, you know, and he tapped out 3 times now, not just once. So I felt like he could have been a bit more clever going about it. Yeah, but Floyd played it safe. I think the most memorable moment was when he threw the money up into the air, and it was a great visual. You know, it was the most memorable thing of the night by far. The whole thing was just a shit show. And then with all of his bodyguards coming on stage and trying to confront Conor because they were told by Floyd, it was just a shit show, really. An absolute shit show. So before I get to the score, one notable thing I kind of took from it was when they squared up this time, all of a sudden Floyd Mayweather grew fucking 3 inches. What happened there? He must have went home and drank a fucking load of milk, did he? And just fucking had a massive like growth spurt or something. He stood up to Conor McGregor, and he could have been half an inch taller than Conor this time. Guy's wearing platform heels. Now, I wonder, is that his ego? Because Conor's done nothing but call him small all the time. His legs are small, he's a small stature, he's a small head, I want to knock him out. And I wonder, is this Floyd just playing up to it, or is this a genuine sign of his ego that he doesn't like this stuff, you know, that Conor is slowly, like, you know, he's a showman, but I wonder if Conor slowly getting inside his head with little remarks like that, you know, him wearing the platform heels. That's what I took. I thought that was an interesting taken away point from the press conference. It's kind of like you have to push away everything else and kind of look at what remains, and that's what I kind of got, you know. Him genuinely wearing platforms, and when they stood up then they were the same size, if not Floyd is a tiny bit taller. I'm like, that's very interesting. I wonder why you wore platforms and not just like, I don't give a fuck what you say, you know. So yeah, maybe he's playing up to it though. But as an overall, I think Floyd won. You know, I do. I think Floyd won it last night. I'd give it a 10-9. Conor fell flat. He tried out new stuff. He fell flat. He tried too hard, I think. That's the whole thing about him. Just be original. Just be passionate, and that drives the fans mad. But last night, he was all like, he got too confident in himself. He got too cocky. He thought every single word he said to be a reaction. And it just didn't. It just fell flat. It was awkward. It was cringeworthy at times. It really was. I didn't watch any of the other press conferences after it. I was just after watching the press conference. You know, the media say the one-on-one. I only watched literally just the press conference till it ended, and I'm just giving my opinions on it now. So I'm gonna watch some of that, and then I can. Oh, London is tonight. One thing I will say is London is gonna be fucking insane. Last night of the press conferences in London, the Irish crowd is going to be absolutely palpable. The stadium is going to be unbelievable. Now, what I'm saying is, the likes of last night, the crowd was flat as a fucking pancake. Tonight, the crowd is going to be absolutely fucking gargantuan. Okay, I don't know why they didn't hold it in Dublin. If they held it in Dublin, it'd be a spectacle for everyone around the world to watch. The crowd would be insane. But they have it in London, you know, close enough. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. This one's going to be insane. I think Conor's going to steal the show. Conor's going to blow the roof off the stadium. He's going to learn from last night, and tonight is going to be the big one. Trust me, London will be the absolute big one. Floyd will be killed, but Floyd, you know, he likes that. He likes playing the bad guy. I wonder, will he come out with the Union Jack maybe instead of the Irish flag? Something along the lines of that. He might bring it up the Irish. And also, one last thing to note is Floyd's mentioned something in Toronto about females or something like that. He walked up to Conor and said, since we're talking about females, I'm going to save that one till the very last conference. So something big. I don't know if he was talking shit, but it's something I'm keeping my mind on. He said something about a female or something like that. So he said he's got something big for the last press conference. We're going to see what it is tonight, and I'm looking forward to it, honestly. It can't be any worse than last night anyway, let's be honest. So, hope you guys can keep well. If you like to drop a comment or so, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace.